Okay? Talk to me about that. How are you emotionally different?
What does love mean?
What does love mean?
I mean, I think that's part of the emotion, the thinking.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I think it's an altogether different concept sometimes of what the woman thinks is love compared to what the man thinks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. And we'll talk about that in just a second.
Because I think they're right, and the other.
Yeah, because one of the things she says is, he doesn't love me. He says she doesn't respect me, and she says he doesn't love me. Okay? So her concept of love and his concept of love are different. Obviously very different. Okay? So tell me, emotionally, some more, how are men and women different emotionally?
Men are a little more self-serving, I think.
Okay.
More relational.
All right, self-serving. Okay. What did you say?
Relational.
Who is?
Women are more relational.
Women are relational. Okay.
I meant the self-serving and, you know, the leadership type of
Okay.
self-serving. Maybe I didn't say
Okay.
the right word there.
That's okay. Okay. What else?
Men.
Women are relational. Would you agree with that? More so than men? Yes. Women, you probably begin to count friends, you know, and men go friends. Let's see. I got one or two. and we don't care. I mean, we don't need a whole lot of relationship. And women do, okay? So, you know, women go to women's Bible studies, they talk on the phone, they do this, that. You know, my wife and my daughter talk on the phone once a week. For a long time. And I'm going, what is there to say for all that time? Man, I just want to know, how are my grandkids? How are you? Good. Is the weather out there okay? Good. I'm done. Okay? I'm basically done. But that's not the way women are, okay? So how else are we different? Emotionally, how else are we different?
Men tend to have a greater capacity to see the big picture, and women focus on the details and the immediate.
Okay? Okay? Big picture for men, and women are on the details.
And women tend to think about how everybody's feeling and whereas men, this is it, guys. It's what you're doing now.
When our two kids were growing up, all I wanted them was obey. I didn't care how they felt about it. Just do what I tell you to do. And she was always, well, why do you think they feel that way? Why do you think they're thinking about that? It's like,
Right. Why
I
are
don't
they
care.
acting that way?
You know. And it was kind of interesting because we had two, 18 months apart, and then we had another one 7 years later. Okay, a little surprise. Well, interestingly, we switched roles. She said, just make him obey. And I said, well, why does he feel that way? And I was like, what? We just switched roles for some reason. I can't tell you why, but we did. Okay. So, yeah, in fact, we're just looking at we do a couples night out with a couple other people in town and other churches, and we were just looking at a video, a guy doing how to make your marriage laugh or something like that. Anyway, he's got these two facial things, you know, with brains that are open, and he's going, here's the guy's brain. And you say, how was your day? Fine. Well, what did you do? Nothing. But you go over here, and here's the woman's brain. And you say, how was your day? Shows you all the details about all that day, well, how the kids did this, and the kids did that. They're interested in detail. That's why when I ask people, how did you get together? How did you meet? Guys generally say, well, we met at the dorm somewhere, we met in the class, whatever. And then the woman fills all the details in. Okay? I have seen that happen over and over and over again. That's why I said she might as well start, because she'll fill in all the details for me. Okay? So we are different that way. How else are we different? How else do you see us being different? There's an extra copy here. Make sure Gary gets that.
Physiologically.
Yeah, definitely we're physically different. Okay. And any other way we're different? Any other way we're different? I think for men, we try to fix things. And women do not want things fixed. Okay?
Now that depends on what you're
What? No. What do women really want? They want us to Yes, they want us to listen. They want us to be sympathetic about it.
Or never to be broken.
Pardon? Never to be broken. Okay? So I would say to my wife, well, here's what you ought to do. Well, she really didn't necessarily want to know all the time how to fix the situation. She just wanted to know that I was listening to her. Okay? But me, I'm into fixing things. Okay? So I want to fix every situation I can. One other thing, and then we'll move on. When you get married, when you're dating, okay, and I'm sure this was certainly Paul, when you're dating, that's a guy's project. You are his project, okay? And so he does whatever he needs to do to accomplish the project, that is, to get married to you, okay? So he brings you flowers, takes you out to dinner, he goes all these things. That's his project. When he's done getting you married, he's on to another project, okay? That project is now my job and moving up the corporate ladder or whatever. The only problem is that now she has a project, and the project is you, okay? She really says, he was really good. We were dating, he's a good guy. I'm really interested in marrying him. A few things I'll fix once we get married. Everything's not perfect, but I can fix that later on. And so when he's done his project, she's just beginning hers. And her project
And
is...
it's not just him, but it's family and putting
Right.
the house
Everything.
together and doing
Right.
all this domestic stuff. And
Right.
so
So we're different in a number of ways, and that certainly has an impact on what happens in our marriage. Okay, we may both be believers, we both may love the Lord, but we still have stuff that's there that we're trying to work through. And two of the major things are really love and respect. Go to Ephesians chapter 5 with me, verses 21 through 33, and I know it's a long passage, but read that if you would. Ephesians chapter 5, verses 21 through 33. Okay? Ephesians 5, 21 through 33. And when you get there, somebody read it for me. Ephesians 5, 21 through 33. You're there, Melissa. Go ahead and read it for me. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
Submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Wives, submit to your husbands as to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church, his body, of which he is the Savior. Now as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her to make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and to present her to himself as a radiant church, without stain, wrinkle, or any kind of blemish, but holy and blameless. In the same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. After all, no one ever hated his own body, but he feeds and cares for it, just as Christ does the church. For we are members of his body. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. This is a profound mystery, but I am talking about Christ and the church. However, each one of you must also love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband.
What's the last verse say again, verse 33?
Husbands are to love, wives are to respect.
Yep. That's it in a nutshell. Okay? Now we can get through all the submission stuff, I can answer all your questions. Submission is a problem for you. But let me just give you a very simple, analogy about submission. There's the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Okay? They're all equal, just as the husband and wife are equal. But in the Trinity, is there submission? Yes. The Son submits to the Father. He says when he came here, I speak only what the Father tells me to speak and do only what the Father tells me to do. The Father sent me. When Jesus left this earth, who did he send? The Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit would submit to Christ and do anything, or say only what Christ told him to say and do. So there is submission in the Trinity. If there's submission in the Trinity, then there's certainly not a problem with submission in our marriages unless we abuse that whole principle of submission. Love and respect. How closely do you think God's commands match up with men's